One of the most common questions I get from men over 60 starts with a quiet sigh and a lowered voice. They'll look me right in the eye and say, "Doctor, is it normal that things just don't work like they used to?" There's often frustration behind that question, sometimes even embarrassment. But what I want every man to know right from the start is that what you're experiencing is not your fault. And today, we're going to talk about something simple, something practical that might just change that for you. It's what I like to call the 2-minute trick for strong erections. I'm Dr. Nolan Easton, a urologist who spent more than 30 years helping men regain their confidence, vitality, and yes, their performance. I've seen thousands of men who thought they were too old to improve. And yet, I've watched those same men smile again, stand taller, and feel alive because of just a few small changes in their daily habits. Now, I want you to imagine something for a moment. Imagine waking up in the morning feeling that spark again, the kind that reminds you you're still full of life. Imagine looking at your partner and feeling that quiet confidence return. That's what this video is about. Not a miracle pill, not a gimmick, just a simple, natural method that helps your body do what it's already designed to do. Let me tell you about a man named Robert. He's 68 years old and came to see me a few months ago. He sat in my office and said, "Doc, I feel like I'm fading. My wife's patient, but I can tell it's bothering her, and it's killing me inside." Robert had tried everything: supplements, little blue pills, even meditation. But nothing seemed to make a lasting difference. When I examined Robert, everything looked fine medically. His blood pressure was stable, his heart was strong. The real issue, I told him, wasn't his body giving up. It was that his blood flow and his nerve response had simply slowed down, something that happens naturally with age. But here's the good news. The body can wake back up. It just needs a little encouragement. That's where the 2-minute trick comes in. Before I explain what it is, I want you to understand something very important. Erections aren't just about one thing. They're the result of several systems in your body working together: your blood vessels, your nerves, your hormones, and yes, your mindset. When one of these slows down, everything else follows. But the exciting part is that by stimulating even one of these systems in the right way, you can jumpstart the entire process. Now, Robert was skeptical when I told him that we'd start with something so simple he could do it in the morning before his coffee. But within 3 weeks, he came back smiling, actually grinning, and said, "Doc, I don't know what's happening, but my wife wants to bake you a cake." That's when I knew he was getting results. Here's the truth most men don't realize. Your blood vessels are like a network of tiny highways. Over time, they get less flexible, a bit like old garden hoses that don't stretch the way they used to. The goal of this 2-minute method is to gently stretch and strengthen those blood vessels, sending more oxygen and nutrients to the areas that matter most. It's a natural reset that trains your body to remember how to respond. Now, before I go deeper, let me pause for a moment because if you're watching this and thinking, "That sounds too simple," I want you to stay with me. You'd be amazed at how often the simplest things make the biggest difference, especially as we get older. And if you're finding this message helpful so far, do me a favor, tap that like button below and subscribe. It helps me reach more men like you, and honestly, it lets me know these conversations matter. If what I'm saying resonates, if you felt that frustration or loss of confidence, type yes in the comments. I read them myself, and it helps me shape future advice to what you truly need. Now, back to Robert. The first step we worked on together was something most men ignore: deep pelvic oxygenation. That sounds fancy, but it's really about retraining your lower muscles and blood flow. Robert started by doing short, controlled breathing paired with a specific tightening technique. Just for 2 minutes, twice a day, no pills, no equipment, the focus was consistency. He told me after the first week, "Doc, I don't feel much difference yet." But by the second week, he noticed something: morning firmness returning, that long-lost energy after waking up. By week 3, he said something that really stuck with me: "I feel younger. Not just down there, but all over. That's because what benefits your blood flow benefits your whole body. You see, your sexual health is directly connected to your cardiovascular health. When we improve one, the other follows. The reason this 2-minute practice is so powerful is because it directly engages the blood vessels and nerves that are responsible for erections, while also calming the stress response that often sabotages them. Think of it like pressing the reset button on a system that's been running too long without a reboot. Over my years of practice, I've learned that the biggest barrier isn't physical, it's psychological. Many men over 60 quietly assume their best years are behind them. They stop trying, stop believing, and that mindset slowly convinces the body to stop responding. But the truth is, your body never stops having potential. It just needs the right signal. When Robert finally understood that, everything began to change. He stopped viewing his body as broken and started treating it like something capable of renewal. That shift alone often sparks powerful results. I remember one afternoon when he came into my office just to say thank you. His eyes had that gleam again. He said, "Doc, I didn't think I'd feel this way again. My wife says I'm acting like a teenager." We laughed, but inside I knew exactly what that meant. It wasn't about the physical act alone. It was about the confidence and connection that came back into his marriage. That's why I share this advice, because every man deserves to feel alive, no matter his age. I've seen too many give up when the solution was right within reach. Now, I won't lie to you, there's no magic wand here. But what I'm about to guide you through is backed by decades of science and thousands of real patient experiences. The beauty of it is in its simplicity. You don't need a prescription or a fancy machine. You just need 2 minutes of focus and consistency. As you practice this method, and I'll be explaining how to do it step by step in the next part, you'll notice not just physical changes, but emotional ones too. Men often tell me they start to feel calmer, sleep better, and even notice a clearer mind. That's the sign your body is healing, not just reacting. And I want to stress this, it's never too late. I've had men in their 70s and even 80s see incredible improvement. Your age doesn't define your vitality, your habits do. So, as we continue, I want you to keep one promise to yourself. Don't lose hope. No matter where you are in your journey, your body can still respond, still heal, still surprise you. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon, because what's coming next will give you the exact process I taught Robert, the same simple daily habit that can help you restore strong, natural erections and reclaim that spark that makes life feel full again. Remember, I read every comment, every yes or no you share below. This channel isn't just about information, it's about community. You're not alone in this. And as we move forward, I'll walk you through how this 2-minute practice activates your body's internal system naturally, without medication, without pressure, and without side effects. I'm Dr. Nolan Easton, and I'll see you in the next part where we start putting this method into action, step by step, just like I did with Robert.
When Robert came back for his 3-month checkup, I could tell this visit would be different. He walked in with a calm confidence I hadn't seen before. The kind that doesn't need to be announced. He looked younger, lighter, happier. As he sat down, he smiled and said, "Doc, I think I finally cracked it. I'm not just performing better. I feel like I'm living better." That's when I told him, "Robert, you've done exactly what I hoped you would. You didn't just fix a problem, you changed a pattern." And that's the final key to this whole journey, learning how to make those results last. You see, the 2-minute trick for strong erections works wonders because it restores what nature already built into your body. But once that system wakes up, it's your daily habits that keep it alive. And what Robert learned, what I want you to understand, is that this transformation isn't just physical, it's emotional, mental, and even spiritual. After a few weeks of consistency, Robert's body had rediscovered its rhythm. His blood flow was stronger, his nerves were responding, and his confidence was back. But what made his results last was the third phase, maintenance through awareness. That means staying connected to your body and keeping the small promises you make to yourself every day. I told him, Robert, the reason men lose progress isn't because the body forgets. It's because we stop listening. When you stop checking in, stress creeps back, poor sleep returns, and circulation slows again. But if you can stay mindful, just 2 minutes of focus twice a day, you'll never have to start from scratch again. Now, one of the most powerful parts of this method isn't the exercise itself, but what it teaches you about your body. Every breath, every contraction, every heartbeat is your body communicating with you. And when you start to listen, you'll notice more than just stronger erections. You'll notice better energy, steadier moods, and deeper sleep. Robert shared something touching with me. He said, Doc, before this, I used to wake up and dread the day. Now I wake up and look forward to it. My wife and I talk more. We walk together after dinner. I feel like I've got purpose again. That's when I realized this isn't about chasing youth, it's about reclaiming vitality. For men over 60, vitality is more than physical power. It's emotional balance, self-respect, and connection. When you take care of your body, everything else in life feels more meaningful. Now, let's talk about how you can maintain this transformation for the long haul, just like Robert did. The first step is consistency. Don't treat this as a temporary fix. The body responds to repetition. Those 2 minutes a day are like brushing your teeth. You do it not because you're broken, but because you want to stay healthy. The moment you make it part of your routine, it becomes effortless. The second step is mindset. This might surprise you, but one of the strongest drivers of blood flow is optimism. When your mind feels hopeful, your body relaxes and your circulation improves naturally. I've seen it countless times. Men who walk in defeated struggle to make progress, but once they start believing in their body again, results accelerate. So every day, I want you to take a moment to appreciate what your body can do, not just what it can't. That gratitude activates a powerful healing response inside you. The third step is nourishment. Keep feeding your body the right way, natural, whole foods that support circulation. Stay hydrated, limit alcohol, and include foods that open your arteries, leafy greens, berries, garlic, and omega-rich fish. These aren't fancy solutions, they're time-tested natural allies your body depends on. And finally, the fourth step, connection. Robert once told me, Doc, the best part of all this isn't just that I'm stronger, it's that my wife feels closer to me again. And that's the real reason this matters, because health isn't just about what happens in the body, it's about how it affects the people you love. When you take care of yourself, you're giving something back to your partner, your family, and your life. You're showing them that you still value yourself, that you still want to live fully, love deeply, and be present. So if you're watching this right now and you followed me through this journey, if you've practiced the breathing, the tightening, the daily consistency, I want to say this, you're already succeeding. Every small step you take toward better health is a victory. And I want to hear from you. If you've started the 2-minute method, if you felt even a small improvement, more energy, better mood, stronger response, type yes in the comments below. It's not just for me, it's for every other man watching who might be scared to start. You never know who your words might encourage. And if you haven't yet, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps we reach more men over 60 who need this kind of advice but might be too shy to ask for it. I read every comment myself and I adjust my future videos based on what you share, because your stories matter. Now, before I wrap up, I want to share the moment that stayed with me most from Robert's journey. It was our last follow-up, about 5 months after he started. He told me he and his wife were celebrating their 40th anniversary. He said, Doc, I didn't buy her jewelry this year. I gave her something better. Myself, the way I used to be. That hit me deeply. That's what this is really about. It's not about turning back time, it's about rediscovering your strength, your joy, your connection, and realizing it never left you. It was just waiting for you to come back. Every man watching this has that same power inside him. You don't need to chase pills, quick fixes, or false promises. You just need to give your body what it's been asking for: attention, movement, oxygen, and care. 2 minutes at a time. When you do that, your blood flow improves, your confidence rises, your relationship flourishes, and most importantly, your spirit feels alive again. You're not getting older, you're getting wiser about how to live. So as you finish this video, I want you to take one final deep breath. Feel that air filling your chest. That's life moving through you. That's strength returning. That's proof that your body still works. You just needed to remember how to speak its language again. And as you move forward, remember this: your best days are not behind you. They're waiting ahead in every small act of care you give yourself. I'm Dr. Nolan Easton, and I want to thank you for being here with me. Keep your routine, stay hopeful, and never stop believing in your ability to feel strong, connected, and confident, no matter your age. Take care of yourself, my friend. You've earned it.
When Robert first started noticing those small changes, a little more energy, stronger morning response, he asked me something that made me smile. He said, "Doc, is there a way to make this even better? Like, to give my body a boost?" And I told him, absolutely. Once you've got the foundation, that 2-minute practice, your body is ready to go further. Now we feed it what it needs to thrive. You see, the 2-minute trick is just the spark. But to keep the fire burning, your body needs the right fuel. And that fuel comes from your blood, your nerves, and your daily habits. Men over 60 often forget that circulation isn't just about the heart. It's about what you eat, how you move, how you breathe, and even how you think. Each one of those plays a role in whether blood reaches where it's supposed to go or doesn't. Robert had been doing his 2-minute routine faithfully, twice a day, every day. After about a month, he told me, "Doc, I feel better, but sometimes I still lose firmness halfway." That's when I explained to him that this journey is like tending to a garden. You can water the soil, but if you don't give it sunlight and nutrients, the growth stops halfway. So I helped him make 3 small adjustments that made a big difference. First, we looked at his circulation foods. I told him, "Robert, what you eat can either open your arteries or clog them." He laughed and said, "So my fork decides how things go down there." I smiled and said, "Exactly." We swapped out his processed breakfast for something simpler: oats, walnuts, and a few slices of banana. Why? Because those foods naturally increase nitric oxide, a molecule your body uses to relax blood vessels and let more blood flow. Within 2 weeks, he noticed the difference, not just in performance, but in energy. He told me he didn't need his afternoon nap anymore. That's when he started to understand that this wasn't about chasing a quick fix. It was about rebuilding strength from within. The second adjustment was movement. Now, I'm not talking about running marathons. I told Robert to take a brisk 10-minute walk after dinner. Nothing more. That small bit of movement helped his body digest better, improved circulation, and reduced the belly pressure that often restricts blood flow to the pelvic area. Men don't realize it, but even a little bit of daily walking increases testosterone and balances stress hormones, 2 major players in maintaining strong, lasting erections. And that brings me to the third point: mindset. I asked Robert, "When was the last time you went to bed relaxed?" He said, "I can't remember." That's the problem. Stress shuts down blood flow faster than anything else. Your body interprets stress as danger, and in danger mode, your brain says, now's not the time for reproduction. That's why even healthy men can have performance issues when anxious. So every night before bed, I told Robert to do one thing: place a hand over his chest, take slow breaths, and say silently, "I'm safe, I'm healthy, and I'm grateful for my body." It may sound simple, but that calm helps reset your hormonal rhythm overnight. By the next morning, his energy was different. I've seen this pattern for years. When men begin to reconnect with their bodies through simple, consistent actions, everything else follows. And when you add the right foods, a bit of movement, and a calm mindset, the effects multiply. If you've been following along and you're starting to understand how everything connects, the breath, the muscle, the mind, then please go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps me reach more seniors who need this advice but are too shy to ask. And tell me in the comments, yes or no, do you believe your body can still change even after 60? I want to hear from you because those comments help me build the next lessons for men like you. Now, let's go back to Robert's story. After 2 months, he came in for a checkup. The moment he walked into my office, I could tell something had changed. His posture was different, shoulders back, chest open, eyes brighter. He said, "Doc, I feel amazing. It's like my body finally remembered how it's supposed to work." His confidence was glowing. He told me he and his wife had gone on their first weekend getaway in years, and he felt alive again. What struck me most was what his wife said later when she stopped by to thank me. She said, "He's smiling again, and we're closer than we've been in a long time." That's the real goal. Not just stronger performance, but stronger connection. And here's something most people don't realize. The body's ability to regenerate blood vessels, what we call angiogenesis, continues well into your 70s and 80s. That means you can literally grow new healthy pathways for blood flow just by stimulating them daily. The 2-minute practice you learned is exactly what signals your body to do that. Combine that with good nutrition, foods like leafy greens, berries, garlic, and small amounts of dark chocolate, and you'll notice your energy and circulation improve naturally. These foods increase nitric oxide and antioxidants that protect your arteries from aging. Robert asked me once, "Doc, do I still need to do this forever?" And I told him, "Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't stop because they're clean, you keep doing it to stay healthy." The same principle applies to your vitality. A small daily routine protects and enhances your long-term performance. And the beauty of this method is that it's yours. You don't have to depend on pills or appointments. You're giving your body back its natural rhythm. One morning, Robert called my office just to share something simple. "Doc, I did it. I didn't need any help this time." The pride in his voice said everything. That's what I want for every man watching this right now, to wake up one day and feel that same pride, that same spark of life, and to know you did it naturally. You know, I've had men come in saying they'd given up hope completely. They had been told by other doctors that it's just part of aging. But after learning this method, they realized aging doesn't mean decline, it means adaptation. Your body still listens, you just have to speak its language again. That's why I'm so passionate about sharing this advice, because somewhere out there, a man is sitting quietly, feeling ashamed or defeated, thinking it's over. And if that's you, I want you to know it's not over. The fact that you are here, listening, means your story is still being written. Let me remind you of something powerful. Your body remembers. Every signal you send through these small actions, breathing, tightening, walking, eating well, tells your body, "I'm still here. I still care. I still want to live fully." And that's what turns everything around. I always tell my patients, consistency creates miracles. It's not about effort once in a while, it's about daily care. Because 2 minutes of action, done daily, can undo years of slow decline. So, if you've been doing the 2-minute practice, keep going. If you haven't started yet, start today. Don't overcomplicate it. Just breathe, focus, and give your body 2 minutes of honest attention. And remember to take small steps beyond it. Better foods, gentle walks, and a calm mind. You'll start to feel the difference in how you move, sleep, and think.
In the next part, I'll tell you about one last step I gave Robert, something that transformed his results from good to great. It's the final layer that helps your body lock in those gains and sustain strong erections long-term, no matter your age. But for now, take this moment as your sign that you're capable of change. You're not just growing older, you're growing wiser, stronger, and more in tune with yourself. If this message spoke to you today, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment yes if you're ready to keep going. I promise I read every single one, and they remind me why I do this work. I'm Dr. Nolan Easton, and I'll see you in the next part where we finish Robert's story and show you how to make your results last for years to come.
When Robert first began his journey, I told him something that made him raise his eyebrows. I said, "Robert, if you can breathe and stand, you already have everything you need to improve your erections." He chuckled, thinking I was just trying to make him feel better. But that's exactly the truth, and it's what I'm going to explain to you right now. See, the secret behind what I call the 2-minute trick for strong erections isn't some complicated medical formula. It's about restoring the rhythm of your body. As we get older, our circulation slows down, our pelvic muscles weaken, and our nervous system becomes less responsive to stimulation. But just like any other muscle or reflex, it can be retrained. That's what Robert did, and it changed everything. He started each morning standing at the edge of his bed, taking a few deep breaths. I told him, "Don't rush. Feel your lungs expand. Feel the air move through your chest." Deep breathing increases oxygen and lowers tension. Most men don't realize how much stress interferes with their performance. It's one of the biggest silent causes of erectile problems. Once he'd done that for about 30 seconds, I had him focus his attention on the muscles just below his abdomen, the ones you use when you stop your urine midstream. Those are called the pelvic floor muscles. They're the unsung heroes of male sexual health. When they weaken, erections become soft or inconsistent. When they strengthen, everything improves. So for the next 90 seconds, Robert practiced a specific tightening pattern. Contract, hold for 2 seconds, release. Slowly, deliberately, over and over again. 2 minutes total. It doesn't sound like much, but what it does is powerful. It sends a signal to your body saying, "Wake up, blood flow needed here." And that's what starts to change things. Now, I know some of you watching this might be thinking, "Doctor, I've tried exercises before and nothing worked." I understand that frustration, but remember, it's not just about movement, it's about connection. You need to combine breathing, focus, and muscle activation at the same time. When you do, you're retraining your entire pelvic region to respond like it used to. Let me share something interesting from my years as a urologist. Studies have shown that improving pelvic circulation, even slightly, can lead to dramatic improvements in firmness, duration, and confidence. And here's what most men miss. The improvements build over time. Robert didn't feel like a 20-year-old overnight, but by the second week, he noticed subtle changes. More energy, better sleep, and yes, those early morning signs of youth returning. By the 4th week, his wife came to thank me herself. She said, "Doctor, whatever you're teaching him, keep doing it. He's smiling again." That's when I realized how deep this goes. It's not just about the body, it's about spirit and connection. You see, every man has 2 systems at play, one physical, one emotional. The body needs blood flow and healthy nerves. The heart needs confidence and calm. The 2-minute trick addresses both. Now, let's pause for a second. If this message is connecting with you, if you're listening and thinking, "This sounds like something I can try," then do me a small favor. Hit that like button right now. It helps the channel reach more men like you who might be too embarrassed to ask for help. And in the comments, just write yes if you believe it's still possible to regain your vitality. I personally go through those comments. They help me understand what's working and how to guide you better. Now, let's get back to how this works inside your body.
When you tighten those pelvic muscles, blood gets gently pushed toward the arteries that supply the penis. Over time, this repetitive activation improves vascular tone, meaning the blood vessels become more responsive and flexible again. Think of it like opening a tap that hasn't been used for a while. The first few times the flow sputters, but soon it runs smooth and strong. There's also a hormonal benefit. Gentle daily pelvic stimulation helps boost your natural testosterone rhythm. No injections, no pills, just your body doing what it was designed to do. I remember another patient, Harold, who was 72. He came to me after hearing about Robert's success through a friend. He said, "Doc, I don't need to be perfect. I just want to feel alive again." That honesty touched me, so we started him on the same 2-minute method. After a few days, he said, "I don't notice much yet, but I feel calmer." I smiled and told him, "That's your body responding. You're waking it up." 2 weeks later, Harold told me something I'll never forget. He said, "I woke up this morning and for the first time in years, I didn't feel old." That's the power of blood flow and confidence returning together. You see, when your circulation improves, oxygen levels rise throughout your system. Your brain becomes sharper, your heart beats steadier, and your energy levels lift. It's all connected. That's why I tell my patients, when you improve one part of your body, you improve your entire life. And this method, this simple 2-minute ritual, is just the starting point, but it's a critical one, because it reestablishes communication between your brain, your nerves, and your muscles. Over time, it strengthens that pathway like a muscle memory. The beautiful part is, you can do it anywhere, in the shower, while brushing your teeth, or even sitting quietly before bed. No one needs to know, but what people will notice is the confidence that starts returning in your posture, your voice, your smile. And yes,